Today I'm playing at Hanbury Manor and the challenge is simple. I was here 1 year ago and I shot 10 over par. Today I'm a 4.1 handicap and my aim is to break 80. That would be 8 over. Has there been much of a difference in 1 year? Come with me to find out. Tomorrow I'm playing at Hanbury Manor, and for those of you that remember the episodes that came out last year, I played there twice before. And on my best round I shot around 10 over and it was peak of summer. It was honestly one of the best things and it felt really good. But it's been a year now since I've played there and I've had a whole year of progression in my golf. So I'm hoping that tomorrow I really can improve on that score. Granted, we're now in autumn golf and the ball's not going to go as far, and there's certain factors that might mean the score could be similar, but I really want to try improve that score. So ahead of heading to Hanbury Manor tomorrow, I'm actually going to go to the range tonight because there's a few more things I really want to dial in with the feel of my swing. I've seen a new drill online from Tommy Fleetwood, and it's all about rocking from side to side, and as you're coming down on the left side, or right side if you're left-handed, what it causes is you to cover the ball a lot more with your left shoulder or your right shoulder, and it really helps with that compression. Because you're covering it, you're coming down, your attack angle is a lot steeper, and you're really going to hit the ball after, well, a lot later. If you saw on the last episode, I was doing the towel drill, and that was showing where the mishits were really for me. So there's a couple of things like that that I really want to try dial in. I want to make sure my driver is working because Hanbury isn't necessarily the shortest course in the world. And you have to be so accurate off the tee, otherwise you're in a world of trouble. But I'm looking forward to it a lot. Let's see if we really can improve on our score from a year ago. Tonight I'm back at the range, and it's not about finding something new. It's about tightening what I already have before Hanbury. Last year I shot 10 over there, so of course I would love to beat that and maybe even sneak under 80. But I do not want to turn up tomorrow thinking it's already done, because golf punishes that. The goal is simple tonight: get the body moving, see my stock shapes, and remind myself of the feels that actually travel to the course. Start with the wedges, work through the bag, and then finish on some tee shots I know that I'm going to see at Hanbury. It's all starting to feel really good, with the left shoulder leaning over. I'm getting a lot of compression. The ball flight is so much better. It's nowhere near as high as it used to be. And I'm feeling really confident heading into playing at Hanbury Manor tomorrow. If I can keep this up, I genuinely think we can easily beat the score that we got last year of 10 over, very easily. I've been messing around with a 5-wood as well to find the gapping between the 3-wood and my driver and my 4-iron, and I found that my 4-iron and my 3-iron were virtually going the same thing. So I've taken the decision to put the 3-iron out of the bag for a while because to be honest with you, it was an extra stiff shaft, 110 grams, and it was really hard to hit. So I didn't see the point in having that in the bag when there wasn't the consistency of hitting it. So as there's one more change before the game at Hanbury, me putting a 5-wood in the bag as it's a bit of a fairway finder. It's the QI 35 turned down to 20 degrees, so it doesn't creep too close on my 3-wood. For me, it should really carry around 245 yards, which is a really nice number on a course like Hanbury, where you do not need to always hit it flat out. The big thing about this is tomorrow, it gives me confidence off the tee. Instead of standing there trying to thread the perfect driver, I have a club that I feel that I can just set up, put a good swing on it, and find the short grass. If I can keep it in play, I give myself more chances to hit greens and take some of the big numbers out of play. It doesn't guarantee anything, by no means. It's still golf, and it feels like a smart move for me for the way that Hanbury is set up. Now that it's just about taking this bag, this plan, and seeing what happens tomorrow. I'm on my way now over to Hanbury Manor, and it's 10:30 this morning. I got a message from Logan saying that there was quite a bit of fog delay, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too slow, too backed up. But with how my golf game's feeling, I'm really confident in piecing together a really good score today. But I want to be very wary of not putting too much pressure on myself, because if I do that, then I'm worried that I'm going to be expecting too much. I'm going to be trying to hit these amazing shots, and maybe I'll force myself into really attacking things. But if I keep in mind when I played with just my irons, it was just find the fairway, find the middle of the green, and then from that point we were able to two-putt and get really easy pars, and sometimes we were attacking pins. If we just go in with that mindset, I think we can do something really special. But I'm not saying it's not going to be a challenge. It 100% is. But I've just got in my mind that it's been a year, and I really think I have improved in a year. But I guess the golf will be the thing that shows it, right? As I'm driving in today, Hanbury already feels different. Last year, this place beat me up. I walked off at 10 over after 18 and a bit dazed. And honestly, I've been thinking about it ever since. Tonight is about a second look. Same course, new version of me. I put the work in at the range last night. I have got the 5-wood in the bag as my fairway finder, and I feel like I have an actual plan instead of just reacting to whatever Hanbury throws at me. The goal is simple: beat last year and give myself a real chance to break 80. But I'm trying not to get ahead of myself. Golf does not care about what you did on the range or what you want to shoot. So the focus today is one swing, one shot, one decision at a time. Handle that and the scorecard will say what it needs to say. As we walk into the first tee, I'm feeling really confident. I think I've mastered the greens on the practice green. My games with my irons on the range are really good. Even though I was really stiff this morning, I think I'm pretty warmed up, pretty raring to go. Could be a good one. As I stand on the first tee, I take my trusty 5-wood and I aim left of the split fairway. I hit it well, but it does go straight into the bunker on the left. Horrible. Alright. It's left me with somewhere between a 35 to a 40-yard bunker shot, and these I'm not so good at. I end up hitting it a little bit too long, but the green thankfully has a lot of runoff. But it's left me with a massive putt, which thankfully I managed to lag putt it close and tap it in for a bogey. It's not the start I wanted, but it's a start I've got. On to the second, it's driver out and just get it on the fairway. Okay, and we're finally off. I got to my tee 20 minutes early, but there was a massive fog delay this morning, so I think I was standing around for 40 minutes or so. And I don't know, the first tee nerves hit, pulled it into the bunker a little bit, and now it's all a case of the mental game of slow it all down and really just focus on the swing, focus on the target, and not play any silly golf. Just play smart golf, really. On the second, I've got about 210 yards in, all carry over the water. This is one of those shots that can right you around early if you get too greedy. So I took a 4-iron, aimed left of the green and played it nice and safe. It doesn't find the dance floor, but it's exactly where I'm trying to leave it. From there, a tidy little up and down, and we walk off with a solid par. That's the kind of decision I need around here. Come on, where's the turn? No turn in that. Then we get over to the fourth, and this is where it all starts to really unravel a bit for me. I was looking on my watch, I was reading the yardage, and I read the one that it gave me in nice big bold numbers, but it wasn't the adjusted one, not the play-like number, and I ended up paying for it.
That was so short. So short. Oh, I should have clubbed up to... Should have been a 7.
But I'm in the bunker and, you know, I'm going to have to try splash it out, which I do, but it's gone over the greens. So here I am, I chip it on, and I try to keep it nice and close.
Oh, we're having a blow up here.
Here we are, 2 putts, and suddenly there's a lot of work for me to do again. But that's Hanbury. It asks for your absolute full attention.
That's a double bogey and it all started off the tee. You know, wrong club choice. Too high, landed in the bunker right by the lake, and it's just unfolded like that. So now we're really gonna have to play some smart golf here. You know, back to the irons, back to the fairways, middle of the greens. Not this.
And that's exactly what I tried to do on this next hole. This one's a par 4, but it really is gettable. It's pretty much downhill all of the way, so a good decent drive here puts you bang on the fairway and really within wedge and attacking distance. And trust me, I need some good points here, especially after that last hole. And this drive has left me just to the right of the fairway, just past that tree you saw, and somewhere between 120 to 130 yards in. And with this chip, I thought I got close, but it was just short. So I'm going to play a little stabby one here and try get it as close to the pin as possible.
That's how you rescue a shot.
I don't think, honestly, you could ever get this closer. I mean, yes, come on, like, yeah, you can chip it in, right? But to save a par and to take the stress off your shoulders, especially after a blow-up hole just before, I don't think a chip could get closer, and I don't think you could make a par in any easier way.
Back to the pars.
As I now head into hole number 7, this hole last year really was a blow-up for me. I remember taking 3 wood and it left me by those bunkers up there on the left of the fairway. But this year I've got a new weapon, my 5 wood. My QI 35 with 1 degree up, and it really is my fairway finder.
It doesn't get better than that.
It's put me in such a great position, and honestly at this point I'm thinking what could go wrong? But that's it. What could?
Oh, come on.
And with this shot, I'm just questioning absolutely everything. I now need to have a serious recovery here. With my wedge, I try to stick it as close as possible. And you know what? I do get it pretty close. I've got it within 10 foot, and a decent tap here would sink it in if I read it correctly. But, you know, everything's against me a little bit today, and here's my putt. A little bit right, a little bit short, and I've got to go in for a second.
Okay.
You know, it's another bogey on the card, but as long as I don't let it get to me, it shouldn't affect the rest of the round. Now here's the thing, like, I'm not playing some of my best golf ever, but the round was exceptionally slow, and I did mention the fog delay much earlier, but I hadn't really seen the group in front of me, and it hadn't affected me up until the 9th hole. Standing on the tee box waiting to tee off as they not only kind of look for their ball, which is fine, I don't mind that, because obviously they're waiting, I assume, for the people in front of them. But it just means the round's being extra slow, and especially when you're on a roll of things, you know, you don't expect to have to overthink.
You know, I mean, you don't want to overthink at all, especially when you're playing golf. You want to have as clear a mind as possible. And that is probably when you're going to shoot your lowest scores. But as I wait for every single shot and every single tee box, I'm standing over it and I do overthink. Is this the feeling that I should be having in my swing? Did I impact the ball correctly on the face? How far is it? Is it really that distance? And you know, like it does start to get to you, and it does start to affect you.
Really?
So slow play isn't always your friend. Well, it definitely isn't my friend anyway. But I get it. Like, I've got the camera with me and stuff, and I was trying not to rush at the guys in front, but sometimes when you do play as a single, then you are a little bit quicker. By the time we reach 12, the whole round feels different. The light's dropping, so I'll swap the white ball for a yellow one just to see it in the air. But the real battle now is in my head. The group in front has slowed everything down, and it's starting to creep into my tempo and my thoughts. This is where patience matters. Same swing, same plan, even when everything around you feels like it's grinding to a halt.
The simplest way I can describe how today is going is it's one step forwards and two steps back. You know, like, tee shots are amazing, they're doing so well, and then you wait to hit into the green, and then you do something stupid with a shot, you know. So there's that frustration setting in, and I'm fighting against light here, and it's so slow. It's hard to keep a game together, it really is.
Just short of the 14th green, and I'm trying to manufacture something. The light's almost gone, I'm fighting the pace of play, and I've got this little chip to try keep the round on track. I land it on, but it releases past a hole with a bit too much speed, and suddenly I'm staring at more work than I wanted. 2 putts later, and it's another bogey on the card. The golf's getting scrappy, and so is the daylight.
As I hit the next tee shot, I don't think I can record anymore because it's just getting way too dark, and I'm struggling to keep a sight on my ball, let alone record the video. So I will update you as soon as the round is finished. As we finish up, as it gets dark, I did manage to beat my goal of breaking 80. I shot a total of 4 over, had 2 birdies, 11 pars, 50% of fairways hit, and a green and reg of 66.7%. I mean, if you're comparing that to last year's round here, I've absolutely smashed it out of the park. But the really weird thing is obviously there's progression within the game, and I've grown as a player, but there's the frustration of a really slow round and shots that have gone so badly wrong that really shouldn't have. So I come away from this round not really knowing how to feel. Like, I've shot a good round for my handicap, you know, for a 4 handicap, and being given a 7 here, playing off the whites, I think I've done pretty well. So I need to learn to not beat myself up. You know, I put too much pressure on myself, especially when documenting it all. But we're back next Saturday. Target is to beat 4 over. We broke 80. Some good golf.